everybody, and welcome back to round 4 of the Lotus Challenge for 2024. We are, of course, at Zwartkops in Centurion, looking forward to a fantastic day's racing.
The steering rack, when you turn the steering, is moving. So we've had lots of ideas about putting sandpaper in and closing it around sandpaper. We've hit it with a hammer and tried to close the brackets. And then one person, I don't know who he is, but one person had the most unbelievable idea to take a fan belt, cut it, put the fan belt rubber in and close it around the fan belt. I will allow you to make one guess as to who that person is.
Must be Paul.
Yeah!
The only problem is, Paul, the only problem is now I don't have a fan belt for my alternator.
Right, and as we prepare for qualifying, lots of shenanigans going on up and down the pit lane, but all the drivers getting strapped in now, looking forward to a good session. The temperature nice and warm as we head towards winter. Round 4, of course. Let's see how these drivers do for this qualifying session. Second time we're at Zwartkops for the year. Let's hear from the drivers now.
Yeah, qualifying was interesting. It was very busy on track, but there's a lot of grip out there, a lot of dust where people running wide, and eventually one of the cars be getting stuck, causing the red flag.
Yeah,
but,
I saw that.
After absence of 6 months, it's good to be back in the seat and getting a 4th spot on the grid over the moon. So yeah, happy.
Yeah, I got second on the grid. I thought I was going to get pole, but Nick was a little bit quicker than me. The red flag came out when I was going to do my quick lap, so it is what it is, but I think it's pretty tight between myself, Nick, and Andre.
The weather's fantastic today, but I was in the wrong position when I went out, so I had a little bit of interference with the Class B cars, but I hung in there. I got 1 or 2 decent laps in, not where I wanted to be, but I'm happy with where I am. So I'll be starting 7th on the grid, and we'll just move up from there.
So you guys all heard the steering rack story. Went out for my first session. I turned left and the car turned right. Now I've got a sore head, I've got a bandage around my head, I don't know what to do anymore. Thanks to Paul and his great ideas.
Fantastic. As we head into race 1, you can see Nick Hodgson on pole there with Sean Hepburn in 2nd and Andre Duplessis in 3rd. Jean de Toy making his return in 4th. A fantastic qualifying result for him. Let's see if he can convert into race 1 we go. On board here with Nick Hodgson, watching for the lights, and lights out, away we go. A half decent start from Nick, but Sean absolutely flying behind. A B class getting in the way there. Poor start from, I think that was Brett van Rensburg, and Nick is now down to 2nd place. Sean snatching the lead off the start line. A new B class up ahead. A rookie, it looks like. Tennis on the left, blocking both Nick and Sean. We're on board now with Barry Dunford working his way through that slower B class, looking to pressure Paul and Andy up ahead. And you can see the B class making a much better exit from that corner, and got the legs, of course, on Barry. On board with Nick Hodgson once more, challenging Sean Hepburn with Andre Duplessis in his 100th event for Lotus Challenge. A fantastic result for Andre to achieve, but going around the outside didn't quite work there in turn 4. Nick manages to keep 2nd place. We've got Wesley Maxwell all over the back of Nick as we go into turn 5. Nick taking a very defensive line, running a little bit deep though. Whoa, way too deep there, Nick, as we see Davide Favo in the background there, challenging in the pack. Nick getting all squirrely through turn 6, down through turn 7, looking to pick up a slipstream from the B class of Tennis in front. And as we go over the line for lap 1, it's Sean Hepburn leading the way, followed by Nick Hodgson and Andre Duplessis. Nick looking for a way past Tennis now. You can see that B-class motor really pulling Tennis through. Nick all over the back of Tennis through turn 1 though. Andre Duplessis looking to make a move should Nick have a mistake or an incident. Nick going up the inside of turn 2. Be interesting to see how this one turns out. Not the ideal line. It's a half decent exit though, but you can see that Toyota motor just absolutely pulling Tennis around the outside of Nick through turn 3. Absolutely no problems. You can see Brett van Rensburg in the background trying to come through as well, working his way from that poor start. Brett coming up the inside, Nick getting out the way and trying to get a good exit and a slipstream up all the way to turn 5. conscious of Andre Duplessis in the background, who does look to be pressured by Wesley Maxwell still. Oh, getting very squirrely there, Nick. Oh, and Brett has lost it. Brett's lost it and almost runs into Nick. Just manages to avoid that. We can see on board with Ben Knights now that incident as Brett ends up in the kitty litter. That's unfortunate for him, but Ben and everybody else gaining a position because of that, and the pack is extremely tight. Back on board with Nick now. It looks like Andre Duplessis managed to get ahead somehow, and it looks like the safety car is out. So I don't think we're going to see many changes in positions here. Wesley Maxwell behind, definitely having made up a few positions off the start there. But back in the pack, the racing is still going on. We can see Andy going up the inside of Jean de Toy. Andy Fulton trying to make a move there. They're going to get the best exit, and you can see Jean is all over the back of him. We'll have to see how that works out. Further up the field, we can see Davide Favo being pressured by Wesley Maxwell, and Wesley going round the outside of turn 4. Fantastic move, and we can see now that the flags are out for a safety car, so all the drivers will be slowing down. We got a car off in the kitty litter, yellow flags everywhere, and oh dear, our rookie Tim just not quite understanding Barry saying, hey buddy, got to give that place back, it's safety car time. There's no time for overtakes, and I'm sure Tim will do just that. Look at that, there we go, giving the places back. Everything all good. Okay, looking back to the front, and green flag racing, off we go. Nick looking to try and capitalize off the start finish line. Andre Duplessis getting a great run on tennis already, going round the outside of turn 1, brave on slightly cold tires, but making it happen. Is Nick going to try and slide up the inside, not let Andre get away? Yes, he does. Once again, getting that compromised exit out of turn 2 though, so unlikely to be able to challenge Andre too much. Sean Hepburn in the front there, so we got Sean first, Andre second, Nick third, and Tennis coming around the outside further ahead in the race. We've got now Sean and Andre battling heavily, even though you can see a couple of yellow flags. Oh, Sean's lost it. Nick just manages to make it round Sean. How does that happen? You can see Sean going around the outside on the replay, just getting all sorts of crossed up, and everybody luckily just managing to get through safely, and a few drivers managing to capitalize on that incident as well. Jean de Toy making a move, Davide Favo now making a move as well. Great opportunistic move from Davide. Ooh, getting very squirrely through turn 8. Watch out, chaps, but all square, all's fair in racing, and Davide has now made up a position. Wesley Maxwell once again looking to pounce just behind Nick Hodgson here, but Nick now looking to make up that position. So of course has gained a position from Sean having a spin, but lost a position with Davide making an opportunistic move. Andy Fulton now trying to go around the outside of Jean de Toy, not quite making it move, making that move work, but will get a much better exit. And look at the slipstream coming in, having to pull out early. That's unfortunate for Andy. He's probably going to tuck back in, maybe look to actually just make a move all the way into turn 5, going narrow. We'll have to see how that one pans out. We're back on board with Davide and Nick at the moment. This battle turning into something quite heated. Wesley Maxwell once again in the background looking to pick up the pieces should anything go wrong. Nick in the slipstream now. How's this going to turn out? On board with both drivers. Nick looks to pull out. Whoa! Nick bails on the move. Interesting tactic there, and looks to follow through turn 4. Davide is struggling a little bit with understeer there, it looks like, and Nick gets a much better exit up the inside of Davide. Classic move at Zwartkops. Into turn 5 they go. Nick getting through. Will he be able to bring the car across? He does, and that means the position is gained. Wesley Maxwell all over the back of Davide now. So we'll have to see if Nick Hodgson is able to break away, going very defensive into turn 8, immediately worried about Davide coming back at him. But he does look to have that move made. Davide getting a great exit though, going to go up the inside of turn 1. This is always a brave move. This is balls out moves right here. Both drivers not giving an inch, and Davide trying to go up the inside, Nick hanging it around the outside. Both drivers giving each other great respect. No contact made, and once again that battle resumes. Alright, a lap or so later, and we see Nick has caught up to the back of Andre Duplessis, who is now, of course, leading this race on his centennial race weekend. That's race weekend, not race itself. That's incredible achievement. But can Nick catch Andre? No, the flag is out. The race is over. Second place for Nick, but a fantastic win for Andre Duplessis. Let's hear from the drivers after that race. Andre first, Nick second, Davide third, Wesley fourth, Jean fifth, Andy sixth, Ben 7th, Paul 8th. But let's hear from those drivers.
Race 1, it was good, I had fun. Started a little bit further back, but then the safety car came out and managed to then switch it up, and so I ended up chasing Paul, and I could just tell, I was pretty sure I was a little bit quicker than him in turn 4, and on one of the laps I managed to make it stick and get past him. I did 14 dead, which for me I'm thrilled with. So I had a really nice race. I had great fun.
Oh yeah, on the start one of the B cars stalled, and Sean helped me up a bit, so I got a bad run into turn 2. I think a couple of cars came by, but after it settled down a bit, David also got by, and then it was Andy on my ass, and we were side by side, elbows out. We were running on the grass, running on the curbs,
Running out of road. Yeah, no, this one was intense. Hey, we got off the start mark, but like Jean says, that Class B, that stall, that put a curve ball in, and then yeah, just close, tight racing. The guys are there, hey? Not letting up, Paul on my heels, so yeah.
Not sure where I came in. It was just an epic battle. I had Jean and Andy in front of me. It was so close and so tight, and obviously when the spin out happened, we almost collided with each other and everyone else involved in that spin out. So it was hairy. That's probably the hairiest race I've ever had. There were millimeters between cars, and it was changing places all the time. And then when I eventually did end up with a 2-3 car gap between me and the back of Andy, I just couldn't close it. The guys are too fast. There's milliseconds, so it makes it really tight racing. Amazing fun. Looking forward to the next one.
Alright, let's head out for race 2 now. Much later in the day, track should be way cooler than what we experienced in race 1. Much more similar to qualifying in terms of conditions. So everybody lined up, waiting, and off we go, lights out. We're racing again. Everybody seems to have got a great clean start. Once more, it looks like Nick has struggled off the start line, and we've got almost 4 cars abreast, going into turn 1 on board with Davide now as he's challenging Wesley Maxwell, squeezing him up the inside, getting very squirrely on those cold tires, but everybody seems to be through and ready to race. Andy Fulton all over the back of Nick Hodgson. Wesley Maxwell trying to go around the outside of turn 2, doesn't quite work. Davide Favo looking to make up a few places here in the slipstream, on board with Andre Duplessis now as he's challenging Sean Hepburn. Sean and Andre making a position up each, with Nick losing out there. Davide and Wesley Maxwell going side by side through turn 4 as we've got Andre and Sean going side by side through turn 4. It's all happening here on lap 1. Andre going around the outside at turn 5, working out beautifully for him, able to take a racing line, and now looking to use a Class B to give him a little bit of a slipstream. Davide still trying to battle and challenge Wesley. Wesley pulling out a tiny gap. And as we all know in Class L, a tiny gap is hard to come by. We are always absolutely line astern on board with Andre Duplessis now, all over the back of Tinus in Class B, looking to try and put a Class B or two between himself and the chasing L pack. We'll see if he can go around the outs. Oh, that's very wide in turn 1, Andre. Extremely brave so early in the race, taking a nice line through turn 2. You can see how that wider line really gets you a good exit, and he will get a lovely slipstream from the Class B. On board now with Ben Knights. Wow, very sideways with himself and Jean through turn 4. That is brave from both drivers. Fantastic driving from them both. And unfortunately, we have yellow flags and a safety car once more. Not long though, and we get green flag racing on board with Andre. You can see Sean Hepburn in the background in his rearview mirror, looking to capitalize super early on. Not going to let Andre get settled at all. Andre's already had 1 win today. Nobody wants to let him have 2. That would just be greedy. And as we go through turn 2, still yellow flags, no passing just yet because there's a spun Class B, and that's luckily no one's quite made a move just yet. Green flags again, so Sean is now able to attack Andre, pulls to the outside through turn 3. Wow, look how close those guys are. That is incredibly close between these two drivers. Sean going around the outside of turn 4 now. He's going to experience some understeer on the exit. That should allow Andre to have a look once more. Going to have a look up the inside. Andre's not in the slipstream though, so I don't know if this is going to be possible. You can see Nick Hodgson there in the background trying to capitalize on any mistakes that these guys make, and we are absolutely line astern once more as we've got going racing this lap. Sean pulling away, getting a great exit through turn 6 and 7, and now Andre's under massive pressure from Nick Hodgson behind, but looking to have a great exit through turn 8 and once again utilize that slipstream. Of course, Sean is not in the slipstream of the Class B ahead, so he's going to really struggle now to try and maintain this position and certainly maintain the lead at this stage. Andre taking a wide line, Sean taking a much narrower line. Andre getting quite squirrely through turn 2 though. Will that have affected his exit? Seems to have got a decent one despite getting a little bit sideways. Oh yes, now the slipstream really coming in, going around the outside, trying to do to Sean what Sean did to him in the previous lap. Will it work out though? Side by side once again through turn 4. This is becoming a regularity. This is incredible, and making that move stick, getting a great exit as well. You can see Nick Hodgson in the background looking for a move on Sean Hepburn as well. We go back in the pack to Andy Fulton chasing this group and really trying to get in the mix, get on that podium. You can see the guys behind Andy also. There's just absolutely no telling how this is going to turn out. Andre Duplessis once more in the lead, coming through turn 8 to finish this lap off. Got Nick Hodgson all over the back of him. Nick is now looking to really capitalize and improve on that second position from race 1. Andre looking to defend and get a double win back to back. Will that happen? We'll have to see how it turns out. Andre really quite squirrely through turn 2, but it does seem to work for him. Nick seemingly pushing, falling back. Looks like Sean Hepburn was trying to make a move through turn 2. Nick having absolutely none of it. Now in the slipstream, he's going to be coming as he closer. Sean Hepburn though, going to make an opportunistic move. Oh my goodness, up the inside. Andre trying to make sure he doesn't get caught up in that. You can see Nick and Sean going absolutely side by side. There must be some space for these two drivers. They give each other space going into turn 5. Andy Fulton, he can sense something happening. Look at that, Nick runs slightly wide. Andy says, thank you very much, I will take the narrow line. You've got to watch out for guys spinning. Oh, Sean getting very sideways, Andy getting very sideways. There's lots of rubber marbles on the outside there, making it very slippery through turn 6. But all these drivers coming away unharmed. Nick now back down all the way in 4th position. He won't be happy with that. Andy will absolutely be thrilled to be on the podium now. Not satisfied though, he will be looking to try and get up and attack Sean, and hopefully Andre You can see Andre there catching the Class B of Tennis. He's going to be getting a slipstream now, so Andre is going to be extremely happy about that. Nick Hodgson looking to make a move through the slipstream. Andy trying desperately to hang on to Sean Hepburn, who seems to be pulling away slightly. And Nick now going round the outside. What's going to happen? Oh, slips straight round the outside. No problems whatsoever. As we see a couple of yellow flags just popping out. That move made just before the yellow flag, so all should be good. And Nick now, having made that move back onto a podium position, will look to attack Sean and Andre once more, gaining back positions that he has lost throughout the race. Of course, remember Nick started on pole and not able to capitalize as yet. Oh, what's happened? Andy's got very sideways. Sean's pulled off. That's strange. Sean must have a mechanical malady. Unfortunate for him, but it's promoted Andre up to first, Nick up to second, and Andy up to third. Andy, you can see, lost out a little bit there. He played it cautious. That will have pushed him out of the slipstream, you'd imagine. So now it's looking like Andre and Nick are going to be battling it out for the lead. Ben Knight's back in the pack, going side by side with Jean de Toye through turn 3. You can see what looks to be like Paul Volmer and Aston Nesbitt, teammates of course, going absolutely hammer and tongs at it. Jean de Toye getting involved. He's just taken Ben. Will he be able to take both Aston and Paul in one move? The Hot Wheels cars, are they then maybe not quite so hot with letting Jean de Toye, who remember hasn't been racing with us all season due to a injury, now back and absolutely making moves left, right and center. You can see why this guy is an ex-champion. He knows how to race, locking up into turn 8, really deploying all the moves in his locker. And we've got Jean in the mix now, in a sandwich between these two, the A&N Racing guys. Fantastic to see though. Great racing, great respect. Trying to go up the inside, doesn't quite work out. Wow, Barry Dunford making a move on Ben Knights. Where did that come from? Phenomenal racing by these guys. I don't care where you are in Lotus Challenge, you are having a dice. Look at this. This is fantastic. Ben coming back at Barry. He's going to take a inside line through turn 4. Is that going to work out? You can see Jean de Toye trying to make that move stick this time up ahead. Ben manages to make his move stick. Ben's going to be in the slipstream as well. You imagine he'll be able to keep that and back up at the front once more. We've got Andre Duplessis still in that slipstream of tennis. Class B really helping him out, but Nick Hodgson is all over the back of him. And once again, it's a first place for Andre. Nick Hodgson unable to convert his pole to a first, comes second. So we got Andre first, Nick second, Andy third. Great result for Andy there. Davide in fourth. Paul manages to hang on in fifth. Then Ben, Barry and Jean falling a little bit back by the end of the race there in the midfield battle. And Sean Hepburn does manage to finish, but only just. From a championships point of view, we've got Andre Duplessis on 94, followed by Nick Hodgson on 86. Davide Favo following very, very closely on 85. Remember, the drop rounds haven't been taken into account just as yet, but that is how we look at the end of round 4. Let's hear from the drivers.
Well, race 2 done and dusted. It was probably, I don't know, maybe more exciting than race 1. I actually don't know what my lap times were. I never looked at my dash. I always had someone behind me trying to attack and someone in front of me I was trying to avoid and get past. It was just epic and like crazy and a lot of fun. Keep up as well. Yes. So I'm like looking in my room, where's Jean? I can't see him now, panicking. I've got to turn the corner. But like, where is he? And as I turn, it's not Jean, it's Aston.
The start was very busy going into turn 2. People were coming past left, right and center. I just hang back and let it settle down for a lap or 2, and then there obviously was the safety car which bunched us all up again, and then everybody had a good run. I was actually right at the back, and then I caught a couple of guys. I went past them, but about a lap and a half before the end I just felt a big vibration coming out of power, and I had to retire from the race. So yeah, I came into the pits, I didn't finish.
I see.
Second heat I was going on very well, having a dice with Ben, John, Paul Bulmer and Ashton. And I managed to get past Ashton on the last lap. And as I got past him, when I put it into second gear, my engine was dead. So I found a misfire and I lost that position back. So it's one of those things, but you'll fix them up and get ready for the next event.
Definitely for the next race.
Yeah, so race 2 started on the front row, kept up with Mori to the front, then Andre got past me, and then Nick got past me, and we were like that for a lap, then the safety car, and then yeah, then I got past Nick again and I was chasing Andre, and then something in the back broke and I didn't want to take a chance, so I came in. And
The second race, absolutely epic battle. John, Aston and myself. It just got really hairy. So we had millimeters between us. It ended up being attrition. John's car broke on the last lap while I was sitting on the back of him, and literally as it broke I almost hit him. Aston had a whoopsie somewhere on the last lap, so I got a little bit of a gap on him. So got through on that. But just all in all, what a day's racing. Low-cost racing, you just can't beat it. It's absolutely unbelievable.
I agree. Last race in January when I was here, the best I did was 10.
So you've improved by at least a second or two, and now towards the end of the day, your last race, I believe you did a 1:15. So you into the 15, so congratulations for that. And then tell me, so what happened in race 2?
I think I went in too proud with race results, so I think I can do better.
Yeah.
And I pushed too hard, so it only happened at second lap or corner 2. I should have break at 50, but I decided to go a little bit more before 25. So that extra 50 meters,
That's pushing it a bit,
I
pushing
ended
it a bit
in the sand, and I had to wait for like 2 laps until somebody called me out, and that goes the race.
So we just want to compliment you on a weekend. Well done. As you say, you forfeited practice yesterday. You did extremely well today. You're not a rookie anymore in our eyes. You're there. But one last question: why is your car so dirty?
I was doing agriculture work.
Can we just show the guys? This is the car that's been through the sand pit through Kitty Litter. What turn? Turn 2. So
I made sure that there was no damage.
Yes.
Nothing's leaking.
Oh, well
so
done.
I decided to went out again, but it was last lap.
Well, congratulations on a good race weekend.
So that's us for round 4 in Lotus Challenge at Zwartkops. We will be at Red Star Raceway once again in the 6th of June. So be sure to join us then for more action.